Taylor SLOANE. She's a major character within Ingrid Goes West. Who is she and what does she represent? Our very first impression of Taylor is through her article in the Elle magazine, as well as through Ingrid's Instagram feed. We, as the audience, can already gather her bubbly and outgoing personality. Ingrid is absorbed by Taylor's life, and Spicer lets us be absorbed too. The montage flicks by at a rapid pace, like how someone would scroll through someone's Instagram page in real life, and zooms in to illustrate total absorption into Taylor's life. And what a life it is. Completely aesthetically pleasing, filled with luxuries, in a way that makes her appear enviable instead of superficial. Except she is very superficial. Her feed is flooded with brightly coloured images and stock images that belong on a 2010s mood board, exactly when it's set. Some even have the historically accurate and egregious Instagram filters that would have been considered the pinnacle of hip lifestyle within the oat milk latte, live, laugh, love era. The softer, naturalistic lighting on Taylor makes her seem softer too, and her quirky, fun acting makes her appear friendly to her Instagram audience, Ingrid, and us. Ingrid soon meets Taylor in real life, the grating vocal fry, established in the beginning being unmistakably Californian. She is still portrayed exclusively in the same way she is online, the same soft, Instagrammable and photogenic lighting, as well as her over-the-top influencer personality. She is also a fantastic representation of rich white women, historically fascinated by the poor and being a saviour of the poor. She quote-unquote supports indie artists and visits farmers market, which not only supports the idea that she wants to appear as cultured, but also have an exclusivity to her life that separates her from her viewers. The first cracks that appear in Taylor's flawless personality are revealed once Ingrid worms her way into Taylor's life. Taylor's delusions about her own life and everyone else around her is portrayed comedically in the first half of the film. When we discover Ezra's work as an artist, we expect all serious oil landscapes or acrylic portraits, and then it cuts to the subjectively repulsive artworks that could have been made by Year 4. The comedy stems from the use of audience expectation, and then the immediate subversion of that expectation. We of course learn later that they aren't selling, but even then we're aware that Taylor's view of her husband is fictional. Everything about Taylor's life is perfectly fine, the best. More examples of this delusional fabrication is when they wreck the side of Dan's truck, and Taylor fully believes that it's fine and convinces Ingrid not to care. This uses the same technique of juxtaposing Taylor's imagined reality with the truth for comedic effect. The other disingenuous thing about Taylor's personality that audiences can quickly pin is her narcissism. Fame can inflate a person's ego, and in Taylor's case, the need to spotlight her life is exactly what her career is built on. When she takes the selfies with Ingrid, she makes the mechanic Smitty, and she remembers his name because she supports the lower class. She makes him take photos at extreme angles, to the point of him having to lie on the ground, which he clearly does not want to do. Since this is still part of the comedy half of the film, this moment is played for laughs. The camera pausing on Smitty before getting on the ground is played as a what the heck moment, but it also sits wrong with the audience, who are more likely the Instagram viewer rather than the rich influencer, especially when the class divide of the characters is highlighted by the camera's angle. Taylor's flaws, and correspondingly the flaws in influencer culture, are fully questioned in the second half of the film. We as the audience learn alongside Ingrid about why Taylor might not be the role model and friend we were looking for. It's the way Taylor sees friendships as disposable that sets off some alarm bells. She bails on Ingrid's plans to go to the Little Doe launch party, just to take the more popular influencer Harley Chung to that exact same spot, without even telling Ingrid. And when they're at the pool party at Harley's house, once again we see Taylor try to replace Ingrid with Harley, by telling her the secret and ignoring Ingrid. We also see her without Ingrid, having fully replaced her at the end of the film. All of these scenes have less flattering and lower-key lighting that cast Taylor's face in sharper shadow than it had before. It emphasises how only now are we glimpsing into Taylor's unglamoured truth. And about truth. One of the larger cracks in her persona is the lies she's revealed to have told in order to create her cultured and inspiring personality. Her whole boutique hotel idea called Desert Door is based off her favourite book, Deer Park. But she's never even read it, and it's in fact Ezra's favourite book. This appropriation of Ezra's interests makes her appear more cultured, but also causes him to feel more used, and his respect for her to lessen. Speaking about Ezra, we realise that Taylor's relationship is as manufactured as she is. She's moulded her husband into something he's not, convincing him to drop his job, and even he feels like a fraud, a charlatan. She convinces the internet that their relationship is peak romance vibes, and yet she refuses to back her husband up when he's defending his principles, and Ezra himself is a miserable alcoholic. Spicer has cleverly taken the largest flaws of influencers and their culture and magnified them here. He depicts the toxic nature of influencer relationships, and it's a hard truth for fans to swallow, that almost all of these relationships are purely transactional, to gain more influence and build that facade. If you think otherwise, you get used, like Ezra and Ingrid. This criticizes a very capitalist way of thinking. Each person is actually for their own, only using relationships to climb the ladder, to get to the top. Spicer also suggests that it doesn't have to be like this, and in the film we see that it wasn't always like this. Taylor has built her whole business and fake personality around her preppy sorority self, and has prevented the uncool personality from being broadcasted to her fans and stans. You never get to see this side of Taylor, and sadly enough, probably never will. Taylor likely won't have the experience of expressing her true self that Ingrid has when she broadcasts her attempted suicide. Is that the extent to which influencers have to go to share even a little bit of the real them? Is that the extremes that one has to take in order to find who they really are again? Or is Ingrid just an anomaly, and all influencers of our generation will end up irreversibly fused to a false image of themselves, like Taylor? Either way, Spicer asks us to consider the insidious nature of the 2016 creator climate and influencer culture today, and how toxic the online sphere is to your identity. How you view yourself when you change yourself to be accepted by others. Thank you.